Hello. Hi. Sorry for the slight delay. We had a minor technical hiccup. Welcome to class. My name's Christina, for those of you who don't know me. And if you do know me, welcome back. Good to see you. If you have 2 blocks at home, I would say go ahead and grab those. As you take my classes more, I always use 1 block, options for other props as well. And if you want to join me too, you can go ahead and press play on that playlist that was posted, and we'll get started. All right. Take a cross-legged seated position. If you have tight hips, you can slide the block on the lowest height directly underneath your seat. Let the palms rest on the tops of the knees. And when you feel safe and ready, just begin to close the eyes. And notice where you might be leaning. And the wheels of the mind are turning. We want to take this opportunity to just switch gears and slow everything down. So as you breathe, just pay very close attention to the rhythm of the breath that starts to kind of mimic and get in sync with the rhythm of your heart. And as you inhale, the front body breathes forward. And as you exhale, the back body breathes backward. And you can actually start to move like a wave as you lean slightly forward with the inhale, and then exhale, rock slightly back. And you're kind of just moving from the belly forward and backward with the breath. So inhale, again, spilling with that pelvis, and exhale, maybe even the forehead drops and the chin tucks in as you roll the spine. And it just starts to feel like a wave naturally moving in the body. Notice if you're gripping the knees, let the hands even rest over the knees, or the fingertips is draping over the kneecaps as you breathe. And then you can add a little bit more movement here and maybe lean to the right side body and lean to the left side body. And just get more intuitive with what feels good, but stay in that slow rhythm of breath. And we're just getting ourselves nice and loose here, drawing into the moment. Notice if you're judging yourself and you're like, this is weird, and my dog's staring at me funny. Take a few more breaths. And just try to give yourself permission to let go. And you can even add the head now and the back of the neck now. And then start to minimize those movements. So get a little bit less expressive and start to feel your inner world broaden as you become so gentle with the movements, like you're having your own party, but everyone else around you just doesn't even notice. Again, forward and back, side to side. And so you can rock yourself to stillness, again, where the movements are very subtle, that only you can notice and feel. So it becomes a very intimate experience. Until you arrive in that nice tall seat, grounding both sit bones to the floor. And then feel the space in the front and the back body together as you breathe. In and out of the nose. And then on your next breath, fill all the way up through the nostrils. And take a very gentle sigh out the mouth. Drop the chin. Blink the eyes open, gaze at the floor. Let yourself get familiar with the texture of the ground and then bring your gaze forward. All right, come to down dog. Grab the edges of your mat. You're gonna keep your knees bent and then just start to pedal out your feet. Let your head hang And again, we've created some nice little movement in the spine here. So as you press the earth forward, again, keep pedaling out those legs. Feel like you could lengthen the back body as you kind of lift the tailbone higher and make this nice little slip and slide through the spine towards the head. And then look at the space between your hands and just pedal your feet all the way forward to your hands. Nice work. Take 2 fists width between your feet. Grab the elbows. Just let your body hang. Nod your head no from side to side. Take a little flutter of the lips out. Relax all that tension in the face. Okay, amazing work. From here, ground the fingertips to the floor. Support yourself to lift the chest slightly away from the thighs. Take one block, slide it between your thighs. Yep, and then take your thumbs to the skin of the buttocks flesh. Press down and come all the way up to stand. Now I want you to feel the pointer fingers on your hip points, and then hook the thumb and just kind of place it around the waist. Keep the knees a little micro bend into the knees, so not too much here, but you just want to think about it and notice how the knees unlock. And now start to narrow the hip points towards each other. Feel your pubic bone drop towards the inner thighs. And then imagine as if this block was like a little Pez dispenser and you're just pushing the block back. So now the inner thighs roll back. Notice what happens with the back body. We have this nice curve here in the pelvis. From there, I just want you to heavy the tailbone down. So you don't want to tuck it underneath because you lose that beautiful curve, okay? So as you push that block back, just feel the tailbone drop, and then notice how the low belly lifts up slightly. Then bring your hands back to your waist. Feel how you can kind of start to lift out of the waist a little bit. Take the thumbs into the armpits, okay? Drop the chin to the chest. And now as you lift the armpit chest up, the gaze starts to lift up, and now the arms reach up. Use your fingertips. Imagine as if you could grab a nice little rope from the left to the right and the left to the right. So again, you're wiggling the waist long, you're squeezing that block, and the block is pushing back, and then take a nice deep breath. And as you exhale, bend the knees more, start to release and fold over the tops of the legs and bring your hands to the ground. Great, so release that block, place it underneath the left palm, highest height, the other palm comes onto the second block. And now walk the blocks a little bit further forward. So you have this nice 90-degree bend here in the back. Feel the inner thighs, again, spin back slightly. Notice what happens here in that low back. So you keep that nice little curve here, but then stretch the body long and wiggle out of that waist slightly. Take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, just soften the elbows and let the head hang and feel the nice round in the spine here. Take another breath in, press into the block with both hands, stretch the front body forward, neck is long, gaze is at the ground, wiggle out of that waist, take an inhale, and as you exhale, slowly release and fold. Release the blocks off to either side, hands to the shins, again, stretch the spine nice and long, look at the ground, bend your knees, okay, walk your palms up to the tops of your thighs, and then pause there. Shrug the shoulders to your ears, drop the chin into your chest, and just imagine like you were a football player and you're taking a rest on the sidelines. So again, you're feeling that length coming from the back ribs up. You're, again, having that tailbone down, so you create this nice opening here in the low back. And then from there, just lift the chin and the chest, press into the legs, stand up, slide the hands towards the hips. Again, feel that spilling of your pelvis. Sweep the arms up towards the sky, seal the palms over your head. And now as you lift the fingertips up, again, lengthen out of the waist, take a nice little lean slightly back. And then as you exhale, swan dive over the legs, release and fold. Hands to the shins, stretch the spine nice and long. Bend your knees more, slide the hands up to the thighs. This time, pause there, get comfortable in that seat. Imagine a block was in between your legs now. So as those inner thighs spill down, that low back, again, nice curve through the spine, but now the outer edges of your thighs firm up and start to spin towards the floor slightly. Reach the arms up, widen the stance with the hands, curl the pinkies in to face each other, and feel the shoulder blades get nice and broad on the back. And then the chin and the chest lift as the gaze rises towards the hands. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, stand hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up towards the sky over the head. Again, press the palms together, lift and lean back, open the chest. And as you exhale, release and fold over the legs. Ground the fingertips, make little teepees with your hands. Crawl the hands forward, grip the fingertips again the mat. Stretch the spine nice and long, wiggle out of that waist, take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, walk the hands towards the feet. Okay, step the left leg back, lower that right knee or lower that left knee, top of the foot rest down to the ground. Option here, you can take a block, medium height underneath your left palm, which I like to have some more support here. Okay, you're going to lean your weight into the left hand, get off that left kneecap, start to float the heel towards your bum, and then pause. So you can have hands on both blocks. Otherwise, this right arm's going to come all the way up and back, and then sweep the right fingertips to face the back wall. And then just keep reaching and kind of flirt with that space around the left toes. And then maybe you just catch the foot, kick into the palm of the hand, and then start to hug the heel in close. Keep that chest open. Take a deep breath and stay through that exhale. And then as you release that foot, drop your right hand to the floor. Okay, drop the left palm to frame that front foot and then come into a nice half split shape. So as you slide that right heel forward, the right toes flex to your face and feel this slight rotation of the navel towards the right knee. So the right hip draws back. And now you feel the right hip crease start to open up as you breathe. Maybe you have your hands on those blocks again, or you can start to crawl the hands even further forward. Tuck the chin to the chest, let your forehead bow, and just take a moment. Start to create some space here through the back of your right leg. And then find an inhale through the nose. Stay through that exhale. Okay, seal the palms back to the ground, slide the right heel in, place the foot to the ground, pause. Take those blocks, highest height. Okay, press into your back toes, lift your back knee, straighten your right leg, and then gaze at your left toes. So to get onto your left big toes, draw or dribble a line a few inches forward. And then as you seal that foot sharply flat, make sure you have a little bit of space between the heels of your feet. And then drop your head over the top of the right leg. And now crawl the blocks forward. Let your hands rest on the blocks. And now as you close your eyes, again, feel length coming from the base of your left heel through the palms of your hands. So the goal, again, here is to lengthen from that back rib that's closest to the pelvis. So you're, again, stretching and opening up the canopy of the back body. Take a moment, breathe in, and breathe out. And now as you take a nice little halfway lift, chest lifts away from that knee, walk the blocks in. Okay, bend into that front knee, spin onto your back toes. Now bend into your back knee and step the left foot forward to your right foot. Ground the head, catch the elbows, rock a little bit from side to side. Take a breath. Stay through that exhale. Drop your fingertips to the floor, bend your knees. Okay, from there, sweep the arms up, define that chair position. And again, feel that conversation of the inner thighs. Wiggle out of that waist a little bit, lift the gaze, take an inhale, and as you exhale, stand hands to your heart center. Sweep up, look up. Exhale and fold. Crawl the fingertips forward, stretch the spine long, look at the ground, wiggle out of that waist. And as you exhale, walk the hands towards the feet, step the right foot back, lower that knee, top of the foot rest down. So again, I'm going to show you here without the blocks, but if you took the block on that first side, it'll be underneath your right hand. Lean your weight forward so you're not directly on that right kneecap. From here, bend your right knee, float the heel towards your bum, open the chest. If this is enough, stay. Otherwise, left arm comes up and then spin the chest open so your gaze and your chin and your chest all follow towards your left hand. And then just again, flirt with that space above the foot. This is enough, stay here. Otherwise, catch the foot, take a moment, kick the top of the foot into the palm of the hand so you feel the chest stretch open first, and then soften that and hug the heel in. Take a few moments. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Inhale, fill up, and let it go. And then release that foot. Ground the left fingertips to the ground, and then crawl the hands back as you straighten that left leg. So those toes flex to the face. Try not to hyperextend that knee. So just again, think about bending the knee, feel it engage. Turn the navel slightly towards the kneecap. And then from here, you can stay just like this, or option as well to crawl the hands forward. And again, open the back body long. Bow your forehead. Take 3 more breaths. Nice and slow. Inhale through the nose. And out the nose. All right, give me last one. Inhale. Stay through that exhale. Now, as you walk the hands back in, seal the palms down, slide that heel in, rest the foot to the floor. Okay, come back onto those fingertips, press into your back toes, lift your back knee. And now, as you start to straighten the left leg slightly, look at your right toes. Get high onto your right big toe. Again, you can dribble the foot in just a few inches, seal it sharply flat. Make sure there's a little bit of space between the heels of your feet. And then as you keep extending that left leg straight, options again with the blocks, hands on blocks. Otherwise, just crawl the fingertips forward and bow your head down. Try not to dump too much weight into that front foot. So press into the outer edge of your back foot. Seal that baby toe down. Feel the navel draw up and back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take one more deep breath. And out the mouth. And now as you walk the hands in slightly, okay, bend into that front knee, pause, spin onto your back toes. And now as you bend into your back knee, straighten that front leg, and then launch the right foot forward to your left. 2 fists width again between your feet. Fingertips to the ground, bend into both knees, sweep the arms all the way up, find that chair position, feel that nice soft fold in the groin here. Shift your weight back towards your heels, lift the toes away from the ground. Again, arms are up, so you feel your weight back towards the edges of the feet. And then release the toes back down without gripping. Look up at the hands, take an inhale. And as you exhale, stand hands to heart center. All right, nice work, y'all. Take your hands to your hips. Shift your weight into your left foot. Start to hover the right heel a few inches away from the ground and pull the right knee up towards your chest. So I'm going to demonstrate facing you. You're going to take your right peace fingers, slide them into the right big toe, and then just start to draw the knee up and out towards the side. So you're making like a nice little V here with that leg. If this is enough, stay. Otherwise, just start to open the hip a little bit. Your legs maybe start to look like a frog. Yep. And then send the left arm out towards the side. Sit up tall, ground through that left heel. Take a deep breath. Stay through the exhale. Left hand to hip. Slide the right foot inside the thigh. Just come to tree pose for a moment. Release that foot, right hand to right hip. And then pull the right knee back to the center of your chest and step the foot down. All right, switch to the other side. So balance on that right leg. Left heel hovers an inch away from the ground. Okay, slowly start to float it up to the chest. Right hand stays on right hip. Left piece fingers come into the left big toe. Stand up tall, make that nice little V shape. And again, pause here. If this is your pose, just breathe. This is already a lot. Otherwise, start to float that heel out towards the side slightly. Make that nice little frog shape and send the right arm out. But keep standing up nice and tall. Find that center. Grow through the right inseam, out through the crown of the head. Take one more deep breath. Stay through that exhale. Okay, right hand to right hip. Bring the sole of the left foot inside that leg. Come to that tree pose. And then drop the foot to the ground. Awesome. All right, rock on the feet, forward and back. And then ground those heels. Feel those inner thighs spiral back. Sit up taller out of the waist. Reach the arms up as you inhale. Seal the palms, lean back, lengthen. And as you exhale, release and fold. Halfway lift, ground the fingertips, wiggle the waist nice and long. And as you exhale, walk the hands towards the feet. Hands towards the feet, step the left foot back. Seal the left foot sharply flat. Again, make space between your feet just slightly. And then take your hands to your hips. Okay, let your chest hover parallel with that front thigh. And I want you to bring all of your attention to that back leg. So I want you to fire up that glute, fire up the outer edge of that foot, and then slowly lift the chest up and away from the right thigh. Pause there, okay? Notice how much weight we're dumping in the front leg. We start to lose a lot of integrity coming from that back foot. So just straighten your right leg out, pause. Redefine the inner and outer arch of your back leg. Feel that thigh. Make contact with that body. Take your thumbs, again, place them back into the armpits. And as you scoop the low belly up, again, lift the armpit chest up. So now you have this, again, nice back bend where we're not dumping into the low back. Stay here. Just start to fold back into that front knee until you start to feel like the outer edge of that back foot might start to lift away from the floor, and then pause. And just flirt with that edge. Take the arms up. Look up. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers, ground the knuckles to the floor below your seat, peel the chest open. Again, chin and chest tilt up as the gaze lifts, and then release and fold inside that front leg, drop your head down. Keep pressing the knuckles up towards the sky. Let the chest broaden. Let the chin tuck into your chest. And maybe you take a peek at that back heel. Again, check it out. Make sure all 5 toes of that back foot are sealed down. And then take one more deep breath. Stay through that exhale, and then spiral the hands down to the floor nice and slow. Come onto those left toes, 3-legged dog with the right leg all the way up. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, open up the hip and bend your knee. You can rotate that ankle, make little circles with the knee in the sky. So just working into that hip sock a little bit. That's probably going to feel really nice. But then let that heel fall behind your left bum. Lift the thigh, lift the thigh, lift the thigh. And now as you get high into those left toes, soften the left knee slightly. Scoop the low belly up. Send your right leg straight back. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, right knee to right elbow. Give it a little love tap. Pause. Fire up your back toes. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, cross it underneath the body. Tap it to the left side. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale to the right. Nice work. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale to the left. Awesome. 3-legged dog with the right leg up. Look at your left foot. Walk your hands towards your left foot. Come all the way to a standing split to the back of the mat. Notice if you're hyperextending through that left knee. Again, tiny micro bend. From here, keep your left fingertips to the floor. Take your right hand, catch behind the left heel, and actually grab the skin of the heel, skin of the back of the calf, and start to peel it away from the ground and feel this nice lift here coming from the left body. Keep pressing your right heel back. Take a deep breath. Stay through that exhale, and then drop the right hand to the ground. Crawl yourself all the way back to the top. Once you get there, step the right foot through between your hands. Great work, you guys. From here, spin your back heel to the floor. Align both feet together. Take that block highest height outside your right heel. If you don't have a block, hand's going to come to the top of that shin. From there, take your left hand to your left hip as you straighten your right leg. Okay, your gaze is still at the ground. Take your left palm to the skin of the right low belly. And as you peel the belly open, the chin and the chest stretch the collarbone open, and then you reach the left arm up towards the sky. Keep pressing into your back heel, back toes. And feel that slight resistance here with that internal rotation of that back hip. So it's a little conversation of softening the pelvis in, but then resisting with that back leg. But then soften, but then resist. Okay. Look up at the left hand, sweep it over the ear, turn the pinky down towards the floor, and now feel that nice deep stretch here running through the entire left side of the body. Take one breath in. And one breath out. Nice work. Look at the ground. Bend into that front knee. Drop the left fingertips to the floor. Come onto the back toes. And now take your right arm up towards the sky and open the chest. Press into your back toes. Use that length that we created at the beginning through the spine to just allow that deeper rotation of the left rib cage underneath the body. Keep reaching with your right hand. Look up. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, right hand comes to the ground, plank position, step the right leg back. Ground your toes, shift your weight forward on the inhale. And as you exhale, slowly lower all the way down to the belly. From here, keep your palms by your armpits, and then walk the hands out about 6 inches on each side and tense your fingers. So you're making those little teepees with your hands. With your forehead on the ground, take a moment and just press a lot through the fingertips and feel this kind of hollowing of the armpits. Okay, from here, take a deep breath. Stay through the exhales. Keep your forehead down. Lift your left leg.
And now press your left toes to the space behind you as if you could almost ring a doorbell with your left big toe. So you're lengthening the left leg out of the hip socket, and then just release that foot. Same thing, second side. Right leg lifts, flex those toes, reach, 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 and then drop that right leg down. And now press into the fingertips, straighten the arms, lift the chest all the way up, take a deep breath. And as you exhale, release and fold. Palms by your armpits. Keep that length in the low body. Just bring your big toes together and seal the inner thighs. Foreheads looking at the ground. From here, lift the legs, the chest, the hands. Keep the chin tucked. Nod your head no from side to side. You guys are doing great. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly release. From here, press into the palms, arrive onto hands and knees. Take 3 cat-cows. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round back and tuck chin. Notice the space in the spine. Inhale, arch, look up. Exhale, round back and tuck chin. One more, breathe in. With the exhale, down dog, curl the toes, lift the hips up and back. Drop your head. Take a deep breath into the nose and open out your mouth. Look at the space between your thumbs. Get high into the toes, bend your knees, and then take just 3 hops to the top of the mat. From there, 2 fist width between your feet. Ground the fingertips. Again, stretch the body nice and long. Wiggle out of that waist. And as you exhale, release and fold. Keep your fingertips to the floor. Bend your knees a lot. From there, keep that bend into the legs. Chair position, arms come up. Squeeze those inner thighs. Again, find your weight towards the heels of your seat. Lengthen out of the side, bodies get a little bit taller. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, release and fold. Bend your knees, seal the hands, step the right leg back. From here, spin your right heel flat to the floor. Again, space between both of your feet. Hands to your hips. Feel the integrity of your pelvis. Ground your back leg. So even if you're gripping your front toes, you'll notice you're leaning too far forward. So again, all of your energy is moving back. Try to keep those hips driving energy towards the front space, and then slowly lift the chest up, and then straighten that front leg. So just kind of without looking at that back foot, I want you to imagine that you could trace a very detailed outline of the foot and super glue it all to the ground. So all 5 toes, even between the toes, knuckles of the toes, inner heel, outer heel. Thumbs to the armpits. Again, chin and chest together. As you lift the armpit chest up, the gaze rises and you invite that back bend into the body without dumping. Keep your gaze tilted. To any degree, bend that front knee until you start to feel your edge where you start to lose grip with that back foot, and then pause. Redefine that back leg, arms up. Inhale. And as you exhale, arms back behind you, switch the stack of your hands. So whatever pinky interlace you took, switch. Press the knuckles down to the floor. Again, stretch the collarbone wide. Take a deep breath. And then release and fold inside that front leg. Drop your head. And then find that nice gaze at your back foot. And then just check out that nice little shape that you created with your mind by paying very close attention to the feeling. So it's not about what it looks like, okay? It's about what it feels like in the body, because every body's different. So you've got to find what works for us. Keep pressing the knuckles up. Take a deep breath. Stay through that exhale. Great work. Drop the hands down. Frame that front foot. Spin onto the right toes. 3-legged dog with the left leg up. Open up the hip. And then use this time, again, wiggle the ankle, wiggle the toes, make circles with the knee. Catch your breath. And then let that heel fall behind your right sit bone. Lift the thigh, lift the thigh, lift the thigh. And then bend the right knee slightly as you get higher into your right toes. Pull the low belly up, extend the left leg back, take a deep breath. And as you exhale, knee to left elbow. Come forward, fire up your back leg. Inhale, 3-legged dog, left leg up. Exhale, cross it under to the right. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the left. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the right. Nice work. Inhale, three-legged dog with the left leg up. Peek at your right foot. Walk your hands. Say hello to that right foot all the way to the back. Okay. So we want to feel that lift out of the right hip crease. So we're not dumping and compressing into that hip socket. So right fingertips come to the floor. Left hand comes to the back of the calf, back of the heel. And peel the skin, again, of the back of the calf, the heel, up the leg. Press down. Feel, again, that nice little lift. Ground that left heel to the space behind you. Let your head fall. Take a deep breath. Stay through that exhale. Awesome work. Ground the left hand. Walk yourself back to the top. Once you get there, step the left foot through between your hands and then pause. Take that block. Highest height behind the left heel. Look at your back foot. Seal it down flat. Heel to heel alignment with both feet. From there, right hand comes to right hip. Left hand supported on the block. Press into the left palm. Press into the left leg straight. Pause. Gaze is at the ground. Take your right hand to the skin of the left low belly. Again, as you peel the belly button open out towards the right side, then the chin and the chest stretch the collarbone open, and then you lift your gaze up towards your right hand. And then imagine that your left palm is an extension of that right arm. So we're not just slumping and dumping here and hanging out. You want to keep that nice bit of lift. Recruit your back heel more. Okay. And then find, again, that dialogue here with the right hip point. So you soften it in and then resist with the back leg. Soften and resist. From here, take the right arm over the ear, turn the pinky down, get that nice stretch here running through the entire right side of your body. Take one more breath. Stay through that exhale, and then look at the ground. Spiral the right palm to the ground, bend into the knee, come onto your back toes, and then take your left arm up. And then use that length, running the spine nice and long, opening up the back body. So breathe into the back ribs, and then allow that right rib cage to just kind of dip underneath the body to create that deeper rotation. Take one more breath. Stay through that exhale. Drop the left palm to the ground. Plank pose, step the left leg back. Plank pose with the left leg back. Use your toes, shift your weight forward, and as you exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Seal those inner thighs together, foreheads on the floor, palms right underneath the armpits, slide the elbows along the rib cage. On your next breath, lift all four limbs. So the legs, the chest, the hands, tuck that chin. Again, nod your head no from side to side. Feel that jaw release. Take a deep breath. And then slowly release with that exhale. Up dog, press into the palms, tops of the feet, thighs and knees float, shoulders are above the wrists. Take a breath in. Listen carefully. With the exhale, tap the knees to the floor, hips above the knees, round the back and tuck the chin. Inhale, arch, look up. Exhale, round back and tuck chin. Last one, inhale, arch, look up. With that exhale, curl the toes, round that back, drop the head, downward facing dog. Feel this nice fold here in the body. Press the earth forward. Lift your sit bones up. Maybe you rock the hips a little bit from one side to the other, opening up the sides of the waist. And then take a nice deep inhale through the nose and flutter the lips. One more, breathe in and seal the lips, contain the breath, and then high into those tippy toes. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, hop or step completely to the top of the mat. Find that 2 fist width between your feet. Hug the elbows, let the body hang. So you can kind of play with this a little bit. Elbows can just stay in that bind, or peace fingers come to those big toes. Okay, if you have the peace fingers on your big toes, I want you to bend your knees slightly and lengthen the spine long. Imagine that block was in between your thighs and it starts to spin towards the space behind you. Feel the opening in the low back. Okay, keep that. Again, lengthen that 12th rib. Keep reaching the torso long. Use the crown of the head. And then from there, just bend the elbows and allow the crown to deep dive towards the floor. And then feel this nice, gentle lift of the sit bones up as you hollow the low belly out. Take a deep breath. And release out the mouth. Awesome work, you guys. Release the hands from the feet. Walk the palms to the shins. Stretch the spine long. Pause. Bend your knees. Walk the hands up to the thighs. Walk yourself up the body. Come all the way to stand. Awesome. So we've built ourselves up to this moment, and then we're going to come down, I promise. Feel your feet evenly, okay? Again, think about bending the knees so we keep the legs engaged. Shift your weight all the way in to your right foot. Hover the left heel an inch away from the floor. Hands to your hips. Float the knee up towards your chest. Take the left peace fingers. Same thing, grab those big toes. Come all the way up to that standing posture. So stabilize here through that right side. If this is already enough stay, you're gonna have a little bit more flexibility here now to play. The right arm's gonna come out to even the body, okay? And then maybe start to send the left leg out. All the way out towards the side. And maybe you can't straighten it all the way, and this is where you get to. Totally cool. This is always also fun, and hopefully someday I can demonstrate this against a wall. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, slowly carry that foot, okay, to tree pose. Pause. Hands to hips. Okay, knee to chest. And then from here, you're going to just step the left leg back behind you, balance on the toes, and then straighten your right leg. Stay on those tippy toes and just lean back. So we're just going to soften that little groin out. All right, and then set the left foot forward. Same thing, second side. Switch your weight into your left foot. Hands stay on hips. Hover your right heel. Balance first. If it's a little windy in your apartment and you're swaying around, maybe find something still to look at to harness that. Bend the knee to your chest. Peace fingers on that right big toe. Catch it, little fish hook. Sit up taller. Broaden the chest wide. Send the left arm out. Even your weight in the body. And then maybe you play with extending that leg. And this could be your sweet spot. Or maybe you kick the heel all the way out to the side. Stand up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take one more inhale. Stay through that exhale. Great. Slowly hand to hip. Sole of the foot to the inner thigh. Tree pose. Pause here. Hands on both hips. Take a moment. Okay, knee to chest. Step the toes back behind you. So you want to get a little bit of a broad stance and then stay onto those tippy toes and just straighten this leg. And you're just going to open that up. Breathe in and breathe out. Great. Step that foot forward, facing at the top of the mat. Arms all the way up towards the sky. Seal the palms over the head. And as you exhale, release and fold. From here in this fold, walk the hands behind the feet. Step the left foot back. Step the right foot back. Plank position. Take a moment. Feel your breath. And then slowly lower all the way down to the ground. Great. Arms come forward. Forehead's on the floor. And now I want you here to just shake your tailbone a little bit from side to side and loosen up the low back. All right. And now on your next breath, I want you to Superman the body. So you're going to lift all four limbs. So the legs hover, the chest hovers, and the arms float. You're just flying through the air. Wiggle your fingertips without looking forward. Feel your hands. With your next exhale, start to cactus the arms wide. Feel your chest hover higher. Bend your knees, flex your feet, kick your feet up. Keep that chin tucked in so the back of the neck stays open. And so the higher the heels lift towards the sky, the thighs reach, and the more the elbows drive towards the feet, the chest reaches. And then just take one more deep breath and fill up, and then slowly release. Make a pillow with the palms underneath the forehead. And again, just relax, breathe into the back body, bring your big toes together and let your heels fall out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. So I just want you to let the breath kind of parachute into the back body. So you want to open up that space again and neutralize the spine. Okay. From here, release the palms by your side. Press back onto hands and knees. Options here. Okay. Knees are wide, big toes together. Come into a child's pose. Otherwise, knees together. Again, fold in over the tops of the legs. Get this part nice and open. But also, you can take the blocks and place them both on the medium height. One block's going to come just underneath the belly. The other block's going to come underneath your forehead. And this is going to create a nice canopy for the back body. Let your hands just be interlaced. And then feel the heaviness of your tailbone again towards the heels. So just naturally working with gravity, it opens up that space between the 12th rib and the sacrum. And you can rest here for 5 more breaths. You guys have done so amazing this morning. You got a lot in there today. Take one more deep inhale, fill up. And let it out the mouth. All right, push yourself back onto hands and knees. Okay, from here, you're just going to cross the ankles behind you, come to a seat. And then fingertips can be on the ground. Okay, or options again, hands on blocks, highest height by your hips. This is going to feel really nice to create traction in the low back. So just keep your legs crossed, press your palms into the blocks, straighten the arms, lift your sit bones away from the floor, but just keep your legs relaxed. So you're going to let the shoulders shrug up towards your ears, but then let the hips hang as if they could almost kind of touch the floor. So you're, again, lengthening the side bodies and the side ribs and creating a little bit of traction in that low back. And then slowly, as if a feather could touch the ground, try to keep your arms straight. Lower your hips, lower your hips, lower your hips. Maybe eventually start to bend the elbows until the tailbone starts to flirt with the floor, and then you finally find the floor, and then pause. Take a deep breath. Relieve the blocks away from the mat. And let it go. And then bring your knees together, feet on the ground, scoot your sit bones towards your heels, walk onto the forearms, walk all the way onto the back. Let the spine neutralize. We might be a minute or two over because we started late, but hopefully that's fine. Widen your feet, let the knees come together. Hands on body. And again, breathe into the front body. And exhale through the back body. Breathe into the front body. And exhale through the back body. Until you slowly start to feel the spine imprint on the floor. And the jaw is easy. And the corners of the eyes soften. And the bridge of the nose widens as you invite air through the nostrils. And as you slowly heel-toe the feet back closer towards one another, then you send the right leg forward and you send the left leg forward. And then from here, just take the right arm over the left or the left arm over the right, your choice. Take the fingertips of the shoulder blades and actually give a nice slight peel of the shoulder blades. So you open the skin of the back body to give the lungs space for rest. And then relax the arms down and let the palms face up. And just heavy your attention towards the back of the skull. Knowing that you've done great work here this morning and the rest of the day is waiting and it's not going anywhere. Notice how quickly we want to shift
when we are asked to be still. How quickly we want to fidget out of things that might be slightly uncomfortable, or this worry and concept that we have around time. And how can we let all of that go to truly arrive in this moment and receive? All right, nice work, team. Have a beautiful weekend.